Hello one and all, it's Nerdcraft here, bringing you Game 2 of this best of 3 series here, spawning on the southern position, or southeastern position of the Shakuras Plateau is going to be our red Terran player, GhostKing.prime, and his opponent here spawning on the upper left-hand corner, or northwestern position, is going to be our blue Terran player, Startail Rainbow. And last game, Rainbow, with just a lack of scouting, was not able to catch a proxy marauder build, which was perfect for GhostKing. He was able to kill 17 SCVs and just really, establish that dominance, pretty much force Rainbow into an all-in, and then he couldn't, he just couldn't because he had Banshees, and despite him having Banshees, the Vikings were already out for GhostKing, and so yeah, very hard to do that, very hard to break down a wall and kill off the same amount of Hellions and Vikings with just Hellions and SCVs. So that's what happened in this game. What is going to happen in this game? Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of scouting going down from Rainbow at all. Looks like there was a little lag there, going down 3-1-1-1, 3-1, 3-1-1-1, 3-3-3-3. Kind of like binary but with threes. Or like, I had the most horrible nightmare. It was all binary, but then there was a 2 in there. It's okay, Bender. 2s don't exist. It's a funny little quote I always love from Futurama, because I used to in high school, I did A+ certification classes, which is pretty much just computer repair, the very beginner level for any sort of computer science. And I dropped that, I dropped this computer science after I got into college, but I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed doing binary, and me and friends would like make messages to each other in binary, things like that, really nerdy stuff, which is just so freaking awesome. Nerdcraft, of course I'm going to be doing awesome nerdy stuff like that. But the barracks here for both players is going to finish at the exact same time as we see, and the orbital command going down for Rainbow, and it looks like Beyond is just going to opt for a 17 instead of a 16. And there's the command center going down for GhostKing. I almost called him Beyond. I'm trying to not call him Beyond just because it's very hard when there's Beyond there. And also, I like the name GhostKing so much more than I like Beyond. Beyond is like, if I remember right, is some sort of slang for poo, something like that. And GhostKing is going to be going for a fairly early expansion, building it inside of his base, so that way he's not going to have to worry about some sort of early pressure, also a denial of scouting, things like that. And I just want to point out that the wall here for GhostKing, that's going to kind of show that it can show Rainbow if he does see the wall. I don't think he has seen the wall. That there could possibly be some sort of sneaky play going on, maybe some sort of Banshee, things like that. We have a reactor coming up here, as well as a factory for Rainbow, though, so he's going to be going into that reactor Hellion opening, most likely. The only other alternation he could do to this is just continue with the production of Marines from this reactor, and then make about three Hellions, as well as a starport and a single medevac, and do some elevator play up over here. But I'm not 100% sure he's gonna do that. He hasn't saved up his gas really much. Well, he could put down a starport when he finishes that factory if he wants to do so. Here we have the reactor finishing up, and it is going to be a reactor Hellion build, not going to be going for that elevator play. That's usually most commonly seen in dual site, and I can't really recall any other player aside from Polt and Marine King doing that kind of play. So now we have the expansion going down for Rainbow. It is going to be at the expansion already, and we have the orbital command being made for GhostKing. So what's pretty much the difference here is that GhostKing is going to saturate his mineral line really nicely with this. He's also getting the second gas, as well as utilize those mules, so that way when he does establish his expansion, he's going to be able to just instantly saturate it really nicely. He doesn't have to worry about any sort of cost loss, things like that. Well, there are going to be cost loss, but it's going to be a lot more minimal than this. As we see in the unit counting station, it is 22 SCVs to 23 SCVs to 23 SCVs, my mistake. GhostKing and Beyond in the, or GhostKing and Rainbow tied up. And it looks like there was another little lag spike there, and Zotac Dona is going to leave the game as a result. KL. Cole. I know they're like KKKKKKK. That's kind of like the equivalent of LOL in Korean, or not LOL, but ha ha ha. Things like that. That's how you kind of like write out laughing. And now that we have GhostKing here establishing his expansion, he's actually not going to be transferring that much SCVs. Looks like he has about ideal saturation here in his expansion, so he's just going to start producing the start producing SCVs from over here. Looks like there's quite a bit of lag on this game. They consistently keep telling themselves, of course, as I say that, he does do some sort of transfer. Only 6 SCVs, though. It's not a huge transfer. A lot of Marines are out here for Beyond or Ghost King. He does have double reactor and a single tech lab, so this is going to transition very nicely into those tanks. And we see that combat shield is just about to finish, so he might do a late stim and just get his combat shields right away and opt for really fast siege tanks. It's all going to be depend on this factory, but I doubt we're going to see that, mainly because the factory is over here and the tech lab's over there. And of course, we see the reactor going down on this factory, so it looks like Beyond is going to possibly be sticking to a more biocentric build, and that's not surprising at all, considering that he's been training with Marine King a lot. And what do we have from Rainbow? He already has 2 tanks out. Siege mode is about halfway done, and a single Hellion. So if we look at the army supply, they're about even, but I would definitely put it in favor of Rainbow. Oh, excuse me. It definitely put it in favor of Rainbow, just because he has those siege tanks out, and siege tech is just about to finish. So Ghost King here, he's just going to fall back a little bit, going to kind of yield that map control. No, I wouldn't say that, actually. He's not yielding map control at all. He is 3 SCVs ahead, and this Marine's going to go scout forward, going to see what the composition is going to be looking like. He sees that there's indeed a Hellion, but he's going to tank through that fire and try and see what he saw. He saw the ramp. He just saw Marines. He didn't see those tanks, so that those tanks are virtually unknown from Ghost King. He does see the factory tech lab, so he has to think that if not, if there isn't, what do you call those things? If there isn't Banshees, there's most likely tanks. And he also saw that there was a reactor being built on the starport, so I have no reason to believe that he is suspecting Banshee play at all. I mean, just Ghost King's much better than that, and looks like, again, more leg spike there. This was from Zodak, so they're most likely, their admin is most likely from the European server, or they're on the European server, one of those two. We have a third here coming up from Ghost King as well. Really like this. This is very reminiscent of Marine King Prime's play, and sorry if I keep harping on Marine King, it's just because this is kind of the stuff he's been known to do, and Beyond hasn't been really known for doing this kind of thing. So it just goes to show how much of a change playstyle wise he has been going. And we do have level 1 weapons about to finish for Ghost King, about third finish for Rainbow. And now that Ghost King is going to start getting into that traditional Marine tank build, and he already does have quite a bit of Marines. How many Marines, may you ask? That is going to be 37 Marines and 4 medevacs to the 24 Marines and 5 tanks of Rainbow. These Marines do have combat shield and stim, and actually Rainbow's Marines don't have either of those. Stim has just gotten about halfway finished here for Rainbow, and are we going to see some sort of drop here come out of Ghost King? I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. I mean, I feel it's going to be really good, especially with that level 1 weapons already finishing up. He's not making level 1 armor, though, which since he's going for a very biocentric build, he should possibly be getting those double eBay coming up, and get double eBay so that way you can really crank out those upgrades. And we have a second factory coming up for Ghost King. That's very interesting because he's kind of doing a biocentric build switch into heavy marine tank production. The third has finished up, going to be morphed into a orbital here. Level 2 weapons coming up for Ghost King as well. So, well, no, that's for Rainbow, actually, my mistake. Level 1 armor coming up for Ghost King, and these Marines for Rainbow, they're going to be able to deal out a lot of damage, but they're not going to be able to tank that much just because they don't have those combat shields. And Beyond, or Ghost King, I keep trying to not call him Beyond, and Ghost King has combat shield already and stim with a lot of medevacs. Rainbow only has 2 medevacs, so it's 2 medevacs to 4, but then again, Rainbow's also getting his other, no he's not, never mind, my mistake. Oh wait, he already does have 4, so this is a lot scarier army out for Rainbow than there is for Ghost King. 54 SCVs to 48, Ghost King in the lead there, so the army supply is a lot more better for Rainbow. And there's the scan going down, seeing, okay, you got tanks, you got SCVs, stuff like that. And are we going to see a stim into here? No, instead we're going to see the siege up. I think Beyond saw that, saw those tanks, or Ghost King saw those tanks. He's going to be splitting his Marines nicely. Third tank going to be added here. And now the Stimmen coming into the middle of that. Gonna see if he can catch the tanks on siege, but unfortunately there's just too many Marines over here for Rainbow, and not many of those Marines were able to get into the siege tank line of Ghost King. Did lose two siege tanks, but with this double siege tank production coming out, no, that's coming out from Ghost King, never mind. Ghost King's going to be able to equalize the tank count pretty quickly here. This medevac providing vision right there. And we have a mule being called down here for repair. It looks like this tank might go down. No, just being barely out of range. Another mule coming down for mass repair as well. And, oh no, that was actually beyond, or that was Rainbow's Marine. So very nice play there from Rainbow. Going to be able to take out the siege tank with his very own, with Ghost King's very own. And are we seeing a load up for a drop? No, we're not. Just a little mistake there. Actually, yes, we are, but this is going to be, oh no, that's an SCV. Never mind, my mistake. With the sensor towers up, I doubt we're going to see that much drop play. And here's the stim forward. We're going to see if Bjorn's going to try and see if he can pick off some tanks. 2 tanks go down, 3 tanks go down, and gets out of range of that siege tank line just in time to have a handful of Marines taken out. Not too much. And now the unit count is 54 Marines for Ghost King and 6 tanks to the 3 tanks and 53 Marines of Rainbow. So actually pretty close and even here. Ghost King is ahead in supply with just those SCVs. Of course, we can see 57 SCVs, 248 SCVs. Looks like Rainbow's going to be committing to a 2 base here. He's not really looking to expand at all. Whoa, wrong button there. There we go. And level 3 weapons coming up for Rainbow as well as level 2 armor. So they're going to start to finally be able to really start tanking a little bit. What? Oh, okay. I accidentally am on Rainbow's vision. And they do have that. They do have the. They do have combat shield as well as stim finally finished up here. We're gonna have a massive drop here. Looks like 6 medevacs full of Marines. 6 times 8 is 48. So that's 48 Marines gonna go down. Luckily, 2 Vikings actually gonna see this. Gonna be able to pick off 1 Marine or 1 medevac with those Marines, and now Ghost King should be hit to this aggression, and it looks like he's just going to try and stim into his tank line, which is never a good idea, really. There's the siege up there, the split coming out from Beyond, which I love so much. I love watching those splits, and going to try and see if he can clean up this siege tank line. Going to be able to take out the last siege tank with a handful of Marines left, but again, he's going to have a lot of Marines over here. Going to be able to take out this third as well as some production, but you know, we have two tanks and a handful of Marines over here for Ghost King, so he's going to be able to try and hold off. He's taking, he's eating quite a bit out of that, and the other tank's going to come up here and siege. Wouldn't be surprised to see a really close stim into these tanks. Looks like the 2 tanks are going to be able to be cleaned up. The orbital command going to try and let them get away. These SCVs most likely going to repair. Actually, no, it didn't get on fire, so they're not going to. These Marines over here not really paying attention to their surroundings and getting shot as a result. Going to fall back into this bunker, and over here we have Ghost King going to go forward with his 3 tanks and a handful of Marines. These tanks are a bit wounded there. This one almost about to dead. This one in the yellow and this one in the green. This is going to cause Rainbow to fall back and try to see if he can clean that up. And now the orbital command is going to come back down for that third. And you know, this is not looking too good for Rainbow at all. So here we have Rainbow coming over here, going to try and see if he can snipe these tanks, but luckily with the scan, Ghost King is going to have vision, but with the flanking, they're going to be able to clean up the tanks fairly convincingly. And now if we check out the units counting station, we have 48 Marines and 5 tanks with 4 medevacs to the 4 Ghost King to the 29 Marines and 2 tanks with 11 medevacs of Rainbow. So these Marines aren't going to go down too easily, considering that they have an upgrade advantage here with level 2 armor just about to finish, or level 2 armor already finishing, and level 3 weapons completed. Level 3 armor is on their way. 3-3 is also coming on the way for Ghost King, but 2-2 versus 3-2, you know, obviously we know who's favored there. Another tank coming out for Rainbow, but you know, it's going to be hard for him to continue with that double tank production here from Ghost King. And another reactor coming out. That was just the one over here taken out. I was about to say I don't recall him ever taking an expansion. And Ghost King here just really ahead in supply, 23 to 127, and the SCV supply is 55 to 45. And just with the way that this game is going on, it is going to come down to positioning. Am I going to be able to catch his Marines out of positions? Is there a tank at all that I can snipe? Things like that. Wouldn't even be surprised to see a tech lab with starport go down at all. And with the tanks having this Zelnaga watchtower, they're going to be able to siege up on these tanks over here. Rainbow better de-siege his tanks and get them out. Now the medevacs actually coming forward, trying to provide vision. Unfortunately, this tank is just out of range here, and now this is where the real fun of TVT comes in, is that tactical advantage. Who's going to try and get that tactical advantage, whether it's through taking that risk or things like that. We see that Rainbow is coming up here, going to stim and take out these rocks, so I won't be surprised to see these Marines go up over here. Ghost King knows nothing about this. Actually, yes, he does know about it with that Zelnaga watchtower, but he's not really doing anything about it. I think he just knows that his army is so much more superior. He also has these tanks over here. Going to be stimming in over there. See if he can try and take out this third, but with those siege tanks there, as well as the Marine army over here, it's going to be very, very hard for Rainbow to handle this. And looks like going to be cleaned up right away by the looks of it, losing a couple of medevacs as well. And these tanks are going to be forced to fall back. And we do have some more tanks and such in the middle, but you know, it's just nothing compared to this massive Marine tank army for Rainbow, or for Ghost King. And here's the stim in, not even sieging up his tanks, because Ghost King knows he won this game. GG comes out of Rainbow, and looks like we're going to go to game number 3 out of this best of 5 series. Stick around for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I just love watching Ghost King play. He's so freaking awesome. Even when the replay is continuing, pause, says Nerdcraft, and pause the game does. So looks like 2-0 in this best of 5 series right now, and we will see if Rainbow is going to be able to come back from this. Man, what am I trying to say here? We're going to see if Rainbow can try and come back in this from this 2-0 deficit in this best of 5 series. I just realized that I was calling them a best of 3 series because I completely forgot they were a best of 5. My bad. But anyway, let's get on to game number 3 here. Stick around for it.